Hello, my friends. So, don't mind the hair. I just got out of the shower. And I'm sorry for the glare on my glasses. I just got this new frame from Firmoo. And I did not splurge for the anti-glare. Next time, I will, because it is ridiculous. So I'm going to try to move you around. I can see the camera. I can see the camera in my glasses. It's driving me crazy. I really like them. They're like a gray color. They're really comfortable. And for, I don't know, $11, I actually got a email from them I sent them an email. They sent one back with a code for a free pair of glasses. So all I had to do was pay for shipping and any extras I wanted. Being right before Christmas, I didn't pay for anything extra. And I just ordered a new pair, and I didn't order the anti-glare on that one either, but I will be in the future. So this is not a fashion video or anything of the sort. I want to catch you guys up on kind of where I am right now in my journey and my plan. As any of you know who have been following me, sorry, I just need to put you on something different because right now you're up on the books that I need. For any of you that have been following me for a while, know that about 2 months ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, I did a 7-day vegan challenge with some of the other people here on YouTube. I think there were even some on Instagram. And I fell in love. I fell in love with the lifestyle. I fell in love with the way it made me feel. I fell in love with the mental clarity that I had. I loved everything about it. And I tried after the 7-day challenge to continue. For a couple of weeks I did okay. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to try to do a new 30-day challenge. And I only made it a few days. And I was just struggling a lot in my mind with the decision. And most of that comes from up here. It's all me. There is no one putting pressure on me. There is no one trying to make choices for me. I don't want anybody to think that, because I know I have said in the past, and it's very true, that one of the biggest challenges that I'm having is that I want to be able to eat with my family. We get my husband a very few nights of the week. He, if any of you don't know, is a chef, and he is a managing chef, which means that when he is at work, he manages the whole kitchen. He works from about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning until 9 or 10 o'clock most nights, or even later. He has a couple of nights a week when he has a couple mornings a week when he goes in at 4 a.m. and only works until 4 p.m. So we do get him home for supper. His days are going to be changing, I think, but right now we get him for supper Sunday night and Monday night, and then Tuesday and Wednesday he has off. Breakfast and lunch are not a big deal, but my husband loves to cook for his family. And I already give him so many restrictions. He can't use butter. He can't use oil. He can't use heavy cream. He has to be careful. He has to cook with fat-free cheese and just tons of restrictions already. Not to say that he would not cook me something without meat or without dairy or, but it's just a lot of work. And when he cooks a big meal, for the most part, I'm the only one that eats it. I have 2 little ones, and they are very sporadic in their food and their eating. Most nights at supper, they don't even eat. They're kind of grazers all day, so by supper time, they're full and they don't want to sit still and, whatever. So I would hate for him to make a big meal and be like, oh, I'm just going to have a salad. And like I've said, it's no pressure from him. He would do it if it would make me happy. But there's also that little bit of me that really enjoys meat and really enjoys cheese and milk and yogurt and butter. And I am definitely the kind of person that as soon as you tell me that I can't have something, that's all I want. Which is why I think I've had so much success doing Weight Watchers, because nothing is off limits. So I've tried a few different things and gone back and forth and had lots of guilt about, and it's personal guilt. It's not anybody else's guilt. It's not anything that anybody has said or done, or it's all me. When I would say to myself, okay, we're going to eat plant-based today, and then I would slip up and have something that wasn't plant-based, I had a lot of guilt from that. So one of my subscribers, and I can't remember what her name is right now, and I'm really sorry if you're watching, asked if I had ever heard of the VB6 lifestyle. I jumped right on. It's by Mark Bittman, for any of you who would like to look it up. I jumped right on Google and I started searching, and I spent almost all of one day reading magazine articles and online forums, watching him on YouTube, doing different speaking engagements that he had done, and I bought 2 of his books right away. This one is just the VB6 lifestyle. This tells you his story, Mark's story, and then this one is a cookbook. And VB6 stands for Vegan Before 6, which is a very fluid term. And what I mean by fluid is basically what it is a lifestyle where you eat completely plant-based and as unprocessed as you can for breakfast, lunch, and all snacks leading up to dinner or supper time. Then at supper, within moderation, you eat meat, dairy, a little bit of processed, whatever you want in moderation, still trying to stick to good healthy choices, but not always. If you want to go out to eat, or you want to do something with your friends, or whatever it is, you do it at supper time. And I started thinking about that, and the more that I thought about it, the more clear that it became to me that this is exactly what I've been looking for. Now, this man, Mark Bittman, was in his 40s, and he was really sick. He was very overweight. His cholesterol was high. His organs were kind of, like he was having really close to having kidney trouble, and he was pre-diabetic, and he went to see his doctor, and his doctor basically said, you need to do something or you're going to die. And the doctor wanted to pump him full of all kinds of doctor medicines, and the doctor said, your only choice, if you don't want to go on the medicines, is to be a vegan. And Mark promised his doctor that he would give it a shot, but the more he thought about it, he thought, if I commit to complete veganism, I'm not going to stick to it. It'll be a quick fix, but not a lifelong goal or journey, or no real saving grace for him. So he decided to start doing part-time veganism. And these are his words. And I know that the vegan community is very passionate about what they believe in, and I want you to know that I understand that. I am only explaining to you what is in these books and what I have heard him say about this lifestyle. I know that being a vegan and eating vegetables are two very different things. Whereas why I do not consider myself a vegan. First of all, I eat meat and dairy and honey and eggs and, I mean, even though I stick to one meal a day, I'm still eating it. But I also don't have the same morality beliefs that a vegan has. And I am all for you having the feelings that you're having. I just don't want I don't want any bad vibes on my videos. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone. I am not trying to promote myself as something that I am not. I am not a vegan, and I know that. So that being said, after 3 months, this man had dropped 30 pounds. His sugars had gone back to normal. His blood work was all much better. The doctors couldn't believe how much healthier he had been. And as I get closer and closer to goal and where I want to kind of hang out and stay for a while, I don't want to track forever. I don't want to have to track points and measure food forever. It is just not something that I am interested in. And I know a lot of us on Weight Watchers have said that we are people that are going to have to track forever. And I just don't want to. I want to, over the last year and a half, about 19 months, I've gotten what I needed to. And I'm not leaving Weight Watchers. Don't get too ahead of me here. I'm just not looking to have to track forever. I want to eat good, healthy foods. I want to learn the kind of foods that my body needs, the kind that my body reacts to the best. This was always about health for me and not necessarily about weight. Weight was never my first goal. I am a lifelong asthmatic. I have always had very severe asthma. After 6 days in the ICU, I started working with a new doctor who changed all my medicines, and it took us months to get the right dosages and the right mix of things. But I am 110% better than I was 2.5 years ago when I was in the hospital. Or 2 years ago when I was in the hospital. And after I got out of the hospital and we got my medication set, I didn't have any excuses anymore. I want to play with my kids. I want to be around to see my grandkids. All of those little things. So that's what this was always about. That is my why. I want to be healthy. I don't just want to be thin. And there's a big difference there. So I need to find ways to learn how to feed my body the proper ways. I need to learn to channel my portion sizes and things like that without having to track the rest of my life. Which brings me to my next change. I signed up this morning in the app for Simply Filling. I'm going to give it a shot. Now, for any of you out there who either don't know what Simply Filling is or would like more information, if you have the Weight Watchers app, there's lots of steps to, I will try to walk you through them. In the new Weight Watchers app, there is, let me see if I can find it for you. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Okay. There are all of these, like, My Day, Living, Connect. I know you can't really see that. But there are all of these things up here next to Weight. This says Weight Watchers right here. And then there's My Day, Living, Connect, Coaching, and Shop. Now that's just at the top of your Weight Watchers website, your personal one. If you click on Living, and then you find where it says Plan Basics, there will be a box that says Simply Filling. You can read all about it. It gives some great explanations. It gives some great reasons as to why you might want to try it. But basically what it is Weight Watchers has, I mean, you can see some of this. There's a little section under each subtitle, subcategory, what I should say, that is not included. Like this is included and then not included. But for the most part, I'd say about 75% of the foods that you see listed here are all foods that you can eat for 0 smart points. They are considered a free food on Simply Filling. You can eat as many of them and as much of them as you want. Now this is the part that I have trouble with, because I don't have that switch in my head that says, okay, you're full, stop eating, you don't need any more. If it tastes good, I want more. So I'm still working on trying to keep my portion sizes contained, but just to give you a few samples. Fruits. All fruits, individual or mixed fruits, fresh, frozen, canned, or jarred in water without added sugar. Most vegetables, fresh, canned, frozen, jarred without salt or oil, including corn, whole kernel and on the cob, peas, potatoes, salsa. Whole grains includes cereals, hot cereals, brown and wild rice, pasta, whole grain including whole grain macaroni, whole wheat pasta, gluten-free pasta, whole grains such as barley, buckwheat, cornmeal, farro, bulgur, popcorn, quinoa, spelt, couscous, dairy and dairy substitutes, fat-free milk, fat-free and sugar-free beverages made with fat-free milk, fat-free cottage cheese, fat-free cream cheese, fat-free ricotta, shredded cheese, fat-free sour cream, fat-free Greek yogurts. I know the Dan and Layton Fit yogurts are 0 smart points. Soy cheese, lean proteins, chicken, turkey, beef, lunch meat that has a reduced sodium and 0.5 grams or less of fat per 2 ounces of meat, most fish, eggs, beans, dried peas, lentils, meat substitutes, tofu, reduced calorie light breads, reduced calorie light rolls or buns, reduced calorie English muffins. You're allowed 2 teaspoons per day of healthy fat, canola, flaxseed, olive oil, safflower, or sunflower oil. Lots of condiments. There's a whole list, 2 layers here of condiments, capers, garlic, herbs, hot sauce, ketchup, fat-free mayonnaise, mustard, steak sauce, taco sauce. So there are tons of food that you can eat for 0 points. And then what you do is you use your weekly points, which I get 28 weekly points, and you use them through the week for anything that is not on this list. Here's an example. I would need, at least for now, because I still have some in my fridge, I would have to use 1 point a day for the 1 cup of coffee I have. Because for some reason, this says fat-free creamers are not included, but apparently the sugar-free creamers are not included either. So 1 point a day for my coffee creamer, which is only 7 points a week. And then like tonight, I made a big batch of pea soup in my crock pot that cooked all day. The dried peas, carrots, celery, onion, garlic, chicken stock, reduced sodium, and then I used the leftover ham bone that we had from Christmas. I weighed it, and I put it in, And after all was said and done, with the amount of servings that I got out of the crock pot of soup, each bowl of soup, pea soup, mind you, was only 1 point. All I had to track for was the ham that was in there. That was it. Everything else was 0 points. I had a big bowl of broccoli and red peppers that were roasted from last night. There was like one, it was probably, well, we ate 4, 5, at least 5 servings with 1 tablespoon of olive oil. So even if I had eaten 1 teaspoon of it on the vegetables I had today, it would have been 0 because I'm allowed 2 teaspoons of it. And then I had a big bowl with the broccoli, the roasted red peppers, they were roasted in my oven, and then a big pile of leftover roasted potatoes that I cooked back up in a pan with a little Pam spray. 0 point lunch. I didn't have to pay anything for lunch points wise. I didn't have any snacks today. I wasn't hungry. I didn't crave anything. I did have, this will be the hardest thing for me to break. I did have 2 pieces of Ezekiel toast and 2 pieces of 2 points worth of avocado this morning. Avocado is not free, and neither is the Ezekiel bread. The 45 calorie Pepperidge Farm bread I eat is included, so I may have to switch to that kind of bread if I want to eat 2 points of avocado a day, or I will just simply have to do 1 slice of bread and 1 point worth of avocado, maybe every other day or something. But that's okay. That's what those points are there for, and I get a ton of fit points. So if I really needed them, they would be there, but excuse me, it's like 9:30 at night. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a week or two along with the VB6 to see how it's working for me. I'm only 3 points from my goal weight, and I've already surpassed my Weight Watchers goal. Now I need to hit my ultimate goal, which is 150, and I'm only 3 pounds away. And once I do, and I start maintaining, I think this and this will be much easier to maintain without feeling like I have to track every bite and weigh every bite that goes in my mouth from now until I'm 100 years old. I have really, really, really been struggling with combining all of this with Weight Watchers, because I'm not going to show you because there's a ton of stuff on top of it right now. I have planned in my planner for the last 3 weeks, and I don't think I have tracked any food in there. And to be 100% transparent and honest, I'm not tracking much in my tracker online either. I seem to eat the same foods every day, so I know where I have wiggle room, but I'm also feeling like if I'm eating these kind of foods that are good for me and that fill me up, why should I have to track them? Especially when counting smart points, when a lot of these foods are pretty high point, which kind of makes you wonder how this all works and how you actually lose weight. I eat a lot of beans, I eat a lot of whole grain rice, I eat a lot of vegetables. Vegetables have always been free, but how can you lose weight like that? Well, when you eat from a list like this, and of course I'm not eating much of I'm really trying to get away from like the fat-free stuff. I did pick up some vegan mayonnaise. So, but it's not fat-free. It's actually pretty hefty in points. I think 1 tablespoon is like 2 or 3 points. I'm just trying to get away from all of the fat-free, sugar-free. I mean, yes, I take a little in my coffee. I could certainly always switch back and just have cashew milk and a Truvia in my coffee. But I'm trying really hard to get away from the processed fake food, basically. Am I never going to have anything fat-free again? I can't say that. Am I ever going to not have things like the Gardein faux meats? Absolutely. I need to have some semblance to real food, but I'm trying really hard to get away from the processed part of it. So I'm feeling okay with my decision to try it at least. I've been on Weight Watchers for 19 months and I've lost almost 100 pounds. And I'm just ready for something new. So for any of you who are wondering how it changes in your app, because I certainly didn't know, I'll try to show you again. Okay. Can you see this green dot right here? This is just a list of recent foods. The crock pot pea soup that I did before I switched to Simply Filling, the Ezekiel bread, hummus, unsalted raw almond butter, chickpeas. That green dot right there, means that it is a Simply Filling food. So when you look up a food in your tracker, like a Dannon Light and Fit yogurt, as long as it doesn't have, this one is with toppings, or the chocolate on top, Dannon Light and Fit Greek toasted vanilla coconut flavored yogurt, Simply Filling. So it shows you right on your app what is Simply Filling and what isn't. I am having trouble, however. I spent about an hour and a half online this morning with 3 or 4 different experts. One that was a complete and utter basket case, and she wasn't even answering the questions that I was asking her. She was telling me stuff that I was not asking. I was getting quite frustrated with her, actually, and I finally just closed the chat out and started it up again to get someone new. But I'm still having trouble, and I don't know. Sorry, my throat is really dry. I don't know. I've been trying to reach out all day. I haven't gotten much response, but I've been trying to reach out and talk to other people who have done Simply Filling, because the only place I seem to be running into trouble is the recipe builder. I did that pea soup this morning, and with everything, the peas and the ham, the peas alone were like 39 points for the pound of peas that I put in. And I did it for 10 servings. And when I did it, before I switched my Weight Watchers app over to Simply Filling, it was 5 smart points a serving. The ham was 11 points of that. So after I switched to Simply Filling, it was still telling me, even though I could see on the side, it was all full of those green circles, except for the 11 smart points for the ham. Now, with 10 servings and 11 points for the ham, simple math tells you that it is like 1.1 smart point per serving. But it was still telling me that it was 5 smart points. So I even tried signing out of the app, signing back in, and making a whole new recipe. And for some reason, it was still telling me that 1 serving of the soup was 5 smart points. But you could clearly see that the only item in the whole recipe that had any smart points was the ham. The expert could not tell me why it was doing that. She said it still takes into account like all the sugar and this and that, but if the items are 0 points, it should not be that different. That's the only recipe I've tried so far. I haven't like gone back and looked at some of my other recipes that have like a lot of simply filling foods in them. But what I did tonight is I just went back in and just tracked 1 ounce because the ham that I put in was 8 ounces. I just tracked 1 ounce of meat and it was 1 point. So I guess if I have to do that for now, I will. I'll be really sad if I can't use the recipe builder because I actually use the recipe builder a lot. I use it for things like normal everyday meals that I make. I just add everything in and put like taco salad meal or like I have one that's just for my avocado toast. So I'll be really sad if I can't use the recipe builder. So if any of you who are watching this have done simply filling and have any tips on how to use the recipe builder this way, I would appreciate it. But yeah, so that's my update. I'm feeling really good about my decision. I'm ready. I'm ready just to get down to business and get these last couple of pounds off and start 2017 with a bang, get to goal, let things calm down a little bit. I feel like I have been pushing so fast, so hard to lose this weight that it is just all consuming. And I want to be able to think about something else. I want to be able to let something else take over my mind for a while. So I'm feeling really optimistic, and I want all of you out there to know that I am not giving up on Weight Watchers. I am just trying to make Weight Watchers work for me, which is what this program is supposed to be all about. It's about fitting your lifestyle to Weight Watchers and being able to meld the two and make it work for you. And that's why Weight Watchers works for everyone. So I will still be tracking. I have signed on to do the new Step Into Tracking with M starting on January 1st, which will at least get me back to writing down everything I eat and working really hard to hit my step goals. I have about 800 steps that I need to get in before I can go to bed, which isn't hard. I gotta move around and finish cleaning up and stuff down here. But so far, all 3 days this week, I have done it. I am bound and determined to get my life back in order. So I'm ready, and I hope I'm ready. I hope you guys are going to come with me. The love and support that I have been getting is outstanding, and I appreciate each and every one of you so, so much. So that's it for tonight. Back to regularly scheduled vlogs tomorrow. So that's it for tonight. This video is already way longer than I had thought, but I had a lot to say, so I'm going to let you go, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.